Hi, I'm Mitch Gallagher from Sweetwater. I've got an exciting new family of audio interfaces for you to check out today. Let's get started. Today we're looking at the Universal Audio Volt family of audio interfaces. I've got 3 of them in front of me, but there actually are 5 in the family. They range from 1 input and 2 outputs to 4 inputs and 4 outputs, along with some special processing capabilities in some of them as well. Let's take a closer look. This is the Volt 176, the Volt 276, and the Volt 476, and they're very similar except for the number of channels. So beginning with the Volt 176, we've got a single input that can accept microphone, line, or instrument level signals and stereo line level outputs. We've also got MIDI input and output, and a special feature on these 3 interfaces is the fact that we have a dual mode preamp, if you will. So we've got a very clean, transparent microphone preamp, and when we hit the vintage button, we engage a Universal Audio vintage style preamp. And this gives us a lot of tonal possibilities. These 3 interfaces also have a built-in 76 compressor. It's an FET style compressor, a vintage style compressor, and we've got 3 presets for that. Rounding out the 176, we have a headphone jack and a volume control here in the front. And on top, we have a monitor level control, as well as a direct monitoring switch that allows us to monitor directly through the interface with no latency. On the back panel, as I mentioned, we've got the stereo outputs, we've got MIDI input and output, and we also have a USB-C jack. This is compatible with Mac, Windows, and iOS devices. A little bit later, I'll hook one of these interfaces up to my iPad Pro so you can see it in action with iOS. Moving on to the 276, we have the same basic array of functions and features, but we now have 2 inputs here in the front. Both of those can accept mic, line, and instrument level signals. On all these interfaces, we also have 48-volt phantom power, and we also have a switch that sets the inputs for instrument level signals. And that would be for an instrument that has a pickup in it, like an electric bass, an electric guitar, or an acoustic that's equipped with a pickup. Rounding out the family of 3 that I have here in front of me, this is the Volt 476. It again has dual inputs on the front, mic, line, and instrument level inputs. We have 4 line level outputs, as well as stereo monitor outputs. The top panel of the 476 also has a few additional features. We've got a mono switch for the monitors, so you can check your mixes in mono for phase cancellation. And we also have a monitor source switch array here that allows us to choose what we're monitoring. So we can monitor input 3 and 4, input 1 and 2, and then there's output 3 and 4 and output 1 and 2, and monitor control level on the front panel as well. On the 476, those front 2 inputs with the mic, line, and instrument level modes are the ones that have the vintage switch as well as the 76 compressor circuit. The Volt 1 and the Volt 2 do have the vintage mode on the preamps, but they don't have the FET76 compressor circuit. Now, there are a number of great things about the Volt interfaces. First of all, they have extremely high quality preamps. Being able to choose between the clean, transparent mode and the vintage preamp mode gives you a lot of versatility for shaping your sounds exactly the way you want. And then with these 3, having that built-in compressor, it takes these even further. One of the great things about the Volt family is that all 5 members of the family come with an incredible software bundle. Let's take a look at what you get when you purchase one of the Volt interfaces. First of all, you get the UA Connect software. I've got that here on my screen right now. So you log in and it shows you your hardware that you're registered, your firmware, whether it's up to date or not. You can update that from here. But you can also see the software bundle. You get 3 plugins from Plugin Alliance: Ampeg SVT VR Classic, Brainworks BX Tuner, and BX Masterdesk Classic. Let's take a closer look at this software bundle. So I've got Ableton Live running here. This is Live 11 Lite. This is the version that comes with the Volt interface. So you get Labs from Spitfire Audio. And we also get all these plugins. So we get the SVT Classic, which is a bass amplifier emulation. Very versatile, great sounding emulation. We get Masterdesk Classic that allows you to master your recordings. We get a tuner for guitar and bass, very handy to have around. And I like this one a lot. This is LX480 Essentials. And this is a plug-in version of the old Lexicon 480 reverb, a very, very high-end studio reverb. And now you have this that comes along with the Volt interfaces. That's very cool. We have a number of plugins that come from Softtube. First of all, we get the Marshall Plexi Classic. We also get the saturation knob for adding some nice harmonic distortion to our tracks. We get the Drummer S73. The S73 is an intelligent mastering processor that'll add that final sheen on your mixes. We get a reverb, and we also get a tube delay. Melodyne Essential from Celemony, Virtual Bassist Dandy from UJam, we can do the same thing with the Virtual Drummer. You also can add individual instruments on top of your beats. So you have a lot of possibilities for writing music using the virtual bass and the virtual drummer. Then you can process all those things with the two different reverbs, with the delay. Very cool collection of software comes with the Volt audio interfaces. Now here's another feature of the Volt interfaces that's very cool if you want to make music on the go. Any of the Volt interfaces are actually compatible with iOS devices. And in fact, if you have an iPad Pro like I have here, it can even bus power your Volt interface. Just connect the Volt by USB-C to my iPad Pro and I'm making music. I've got GarageBand running here. Any of the virtual instruments, any of the DAWs that run inside an iPad or iOS device are compatible. So it works great as a core audio interface for your iOS devices as well. Now, if you don't have an iPad Pro, you do need an external power supply, and each of the Volts comes with a cable that allows you to connect to a 5-volt charger like any cell phone charger. Plug this into the back of your Volt and you're ready to go. Now, since I mentioned bus powering, I should also mention that the Volt interfaces can all be bus powered from your Mac or PC. So under ordinary conditions with your computer, you'll never need a power supply with your Volt interface. I hope you've enjoyed this look at the Universal Audio Volt family. Brand new audio interfaces that offer a lot of possibilities, yet come in at great prices. They also offer you great sound quality as well, and they have the versatility of that vintage style preamp or the more transparent style preamp. And in some of them, you get that analog 76 style compression as well. Super cool. And don't forget, they also come with that incredible bundle of software, and they're compatible with your iPad or iPhone as well. Thanks for joining me today. I'm Mitch Gallagher from Sweetwater. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Click here for more videos like this, or start at sweetwater.com for all your music instrument and pro audio needs.